everyone, and welcome to another video. In this video, I just kind of want to go over a couple of tools and stuff, little tricks I just only found out last night. I would assume people would actually know about it, but I haven't actually ever seen people using it in tutorials, so I'm not sure how useful it is, and or if not many people know about it. Alright. Okay. Okay. Pretty much extrude this out, like so. If you go into object mode, if you're holding down shift, you can click these buttons as well. So then, if you want to move it, rotate it, or scale it, you can. Instead of jumping between click, click, click all the time, because that takes up a lot of time. Believe it or not, actually do it by going down to the bottom, going down the bottom, and then going back up here all the time. It can cut down your workflows, time spent on going down, getting the tools and stuff. As if you do exactly the same with these ones over here, the vertexes, the edge, and the faces, you can select all three of them. And now I can actually select the face, I can select the edge, or I can even select the points. And that there could literally speed up a lot of time. But one thing I have noticed is, let's say I want to select this face over here, and I'm holding down shift. It kind of does a bit of a weird selection. Maybe that's why people are not using it. I'm not 100% sure on it. But I can do it for measuring. This is going to save me a lot of time by having all three of these clicked. Let's say I want to scale this out, and then I want to move that down. It probably will be a bit of pain in the arse actually having that coming up as well, because they can pretty much go, in my opinion. Let's have it on that one. But like, you can easily. Oh, it probably would have been better to actually click this one down here and just extrude it out. Extrude it up. Okay, I want a face from there, I can extrude that out. Okay, I don't want that face, so I can delete that. And you just I mean, I can really see how well that will speed up a lot of time. Maybe people use it, maybe they don't. I haven't really seen it in many tutorials. Actually, I don't think I have actually ever seen it in any tutorials, what I've seen so far with Blender. But yeah, let me know if you do use that at all, when you're in Blender. So the another thing you can do is, let's say, okay, you got your layout here. Um, a lot of time, if you just doing modeling, what is the need for the timeline and all that's down here? You can. I know everyone knows about this. You can kind of change the layout and stuff like this. But let's say I'll pretty much change it to, what is this thing? Yeah, that tab. Alright. So pretty much I've got this tab down here. But if I right click, I know I can get it working the way I had it last night. If I right click, okay, I right click, I can make it go horizontal. This was like the old Blender. I can't remember what version Blender, before Blender 2, I think, 2 point something, before maybe it's 2.5, 2.6 when it have a UI overhaul. But you can pretty much put that down there. Yeah, okay, I can understand where they're going with that actually, but now I can actually understand why they want it down there. But they changed it and all that stuff, and you know what, actually by them changing it, made it a lot more easier. But once you actually have the hang of it, I can actually understand actually having it down there, that it can be useful. And I could now change this window to another 3D through, or even better yet, I could actually have my UVs over here, so I can sort my UVs out, and you got your other tabs you can click on and hold down the mouse wheel, go along, so you can fiddle with the settings down here and move it around. You also got your scene and your textures, your materials, particles, and all your good stuff. And if you say, okay, I want to save that layer, you can actually, you could save it, you know, like so. And actually, you probably want to make a new layer up. Sorry, not a new layer. You probably want to make a new layout up here. You probably don't want to change it in your default. So let's hang on. Silly me. Right, let's say you go, okay, we add a new one, right, and this one is going to be, let's say, my modeling. Sorry about my spelling, a bit slow, yeah, I know. Alright, so we can just change this up to our UVs, come on, there you are. Alright, bring this down. Oh, another cool thing is I always hated seeing this stuff up here. It's like, okay, what is that? I still have no idea what that stuff is really related to. To me, it's an annoyance. It's like, all I want to see is my models up here. But okay, fair enough, it might have a purpose, so we could actually, a visible layer. So it just have only the models what is on its layer, but if we went over to the next layer, it gone. Well, it's brilliant. We can change down here, this one here actually, to the sense we did have, put that to horizontal. Like so. Probably want to move that up a little bit. And now that we can just save that out and save as setup file. So every time we start Blender, let's say if you like this layout, you could have it like that. Another thing, you got like your bar down here as well. You can kind of move around by holding down the mouse wheel button. But I can actually see that it's actually freeing up a lot of screen. Another thing is, okay, maybe you wouldn't use this much up here as well because you know, you probably could use half of that. So yeah, again, we could have another screen up here. We could change this to, I don't know, maybe a, where is it, 3D, and we can set that to like a different through, so we can actually see it is it lining up there, or we can actually go into 3D and while we're actually in through up here, we could actually hit 1 and at 5. So we're going in graphical through. We have our reference in there, and we can be working. And then actually, is it looking all right over here? Checking if it's looking all right. That's another thing you can do. Alright, so we come out ortho. There's another weird thing I found out last night is if you hold down Shift and F, you kind of go into like a first-person shooter. You've got like a little crosshair. WSDA keys work as well, so you can kind of zoom in. If you mouse wheel up and down, it changes your speed. So let's say you're trying to really get into a fine piece of detail on your model and you can't really get there. If you right-click, it puts you there. But okay. Let's say we come out, we do that again. We fly next time, and if you do right-click sorry, you should left-click to save where you want your camera to be. But if you wanted to undo it, just right-click. And another thing is, let's say I'm zoomed all the way out here. If you hit full stop on numpad, it zooms you in, and we're upside down. Yeah, that's, you know, it does. I was looking at some hotkeys and stuff last night and trying to figure some stuff out. Because I still don't know a lot about the hotkeys because it goes straight over my head with the amount of stuff what is in Blender. I mean, you got to admit, Blender's highly packed. I mean, that you got sculpting tools in Blender, you got 3D modeling tools, you got animation tools, you got unwrapping tools, you got particles, you got all this stuff. You know, in Blender, like over here, they even got different layouts because they got like figure editing, UV unwrapping, modeling, all this stuff, even the game engine. So it is highly packed and it kind of crammed in here. I feel like it does need another UI overhaul. Not just the layout and all that stuff. I mean, really thinking on how can we actually make it more quicker for people to work, and what is the best ways to actually get in the tools what people need and right them and there. Another thing I wanted to show you as well is we've got a cylinder here. Delete this. I can't remember what hotkey it was. Control F. Oh, hang on, actually select everything. Control F. Yeah, if you click, I think it. No, not that one. If you click this one down here, it kind of makes it almost look like rope. You know, and you can pretty much have like a nice little rope system going there. I think hitting Control F again. What was it? You can also smooth the model quicker instead of going over here, clicking down there. So we can have it flat. There was also, was it Alt F? Oh, okay, well, that's something new. If you hit Alt F, there's something else as well. I can't remember what it is. Is it something about selecting faces? Maybe. Oh, that wasn't that. Oh, not that. Oh, okay, I hit Control and E, edge loops. Nope. Select edge. Yeah. Okay, and you can kind of extrude that out. Okay, that going in the wrong way. Okay, extrude that. Oh, if you hit S, you can kind of see it scaling up in other directions. So if you only want it to scale up in only one direction, well, two directions instead of three, you could hit Shift and Z. So it says remove Z. I want to go in every other direction but Z. But yet, if you say you only want to scale in a certain area, like Z, only hit Z, and you scale along your Z. Another cool thing I wanted to show you. If, let's say, I extrude this out, like so, I want to rotate that along the X, like so. Alright, you can still see the arrows are pointing in the local space, world space. I mean, yeah, pretty much. This scene here, it got like a set point right going straight down and up, and then the green line is your Y and the red is your X. Let's say you don't want to move it along there. You want to move it along the normal of the face. What I mean by the normal, I mean actually the surface of the polygon what we've got selected. If you don't want to move it along the normal, go down here, click on its tab. It will be set as global. If you click on normal, it allows you to move it like so. So you get somewhat able to move it more in the way you need. I found out I'm having problems with certain modeling things because I can't move things in a certain way I need to. Not because Blender can't, just because I haven't really figured out how to, or I haven't really spent much time actually researching that stuff for myself. So I definitely recommend, if you don't know something, to research the hotkeys, to research on, you know, other ways of people modeling, and you'll come up with different techniques. If you, let's say, I was watching a tutorial for Maya or something like that. I saw someone modeling something, and I was coming over to Blender pretty much. You know, I was pretty much new to Blender, so I have no idea of what any of the hotkeys in Blender anyway. I have no idea of the naming conventions in Blender. I was coming over from Cinema 4D, and it's kind of weird. So I had to kind of translate what that tool they're using in Maya into what I would able to do in Cinema 4D, and then I would probably look up how would you use, let's say, the bevel modifier, but the bevel tool, but Blender have bevel. I didn't know if it would be called bevel. bevel, or how to use loop cut, or how to cut and stuff like that. But there was certain things where the naming conventions are different. Like, let's say you're coming over from Maya, I think it's Maya, or 3ds Max. If you wanted to pretty much subdivide it, but make it so it smooths the object out while you're going, it is named differently in Blender. You got your subsurf, and that's pretty much what it is. But in 3ds Max or Maya, I believe it's called Turbo Smooth. So you got these certain things, and if you look up online, how do you turbo smooth in Blender, you're going to find that. So if you actually know any other 3D modeling software, right, and you spent enough time actually getting your basic skills of understanding how to model in that anyway, you would able to translate that into learning Blender if you wanted to. I want to show you one more thing. If you when you pretty much start up a new scene, you will come up with the splash screen, and you can actually set, do I want to work like 3ds Max or Maya, so the hotkeys will work the same. There's certain things I do believe Blender don't have what 3ds Max or Maya have, so there might be things missing. So that's just a little tip as well. That's I would recommend mostly, you know, when you're getting bored and you feel like you're not going anywhere and stuff like that, get in there, try and break things down, randomly hit the keyboard till you find you do something you want, and then replicate that, and then see about implementing what you hotkeys you learn and the effects they do, and then actually applying it to what you want, or simply go through hotkeys and look up all the hotkeys and find out what they do. I noticed they saying, oh, this hotkey, these two buttons and that button will do this, and I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe I didn't understand what they're saying, but I'm pretty sure like Shift F wasn't meant to be doing this. Maybe I'm wrong, but nothing is like the wording of things, like when you're starting out, like topology and all the wording, like subsurf modifiers and all this stuff, it gets overwhelming. So I would highly recommend just getting in there, trying things out, you know, and then understanding, okay, that is what that name is, and you know that is somewhat related to this. That is what they're talking about. So pretty much getting in there, messing around, playing around, finding out what does what. And you know, there's been times when I was coming in Blender and I hit the O key or different keys and I mess up, and it's like, oh, what just happened? And I was starting out with Blender, so I did have no idea what to do, and it's like, oh god, the whole thing is hopeless. New scene, start again. So yeah, there's no, if you hit O, yeah, if you hit, if things being, I'll show you. Let's say we subdivided this a couple of times. All I was doing was hitting W, then going under subdivide. You can do subdivide smooth if you wanted. But let's say if I hit the O key, right? I'll select this and I'll go, I want to move that. Oh wait a sec, that isn't moving what I wanted it moved, but it moving all its other stuff as well. Well, it is moving what I wanted to move, but it moving all its other stuff. So if you do come across that problem, you most likely hit O. So hit O again. It's pretty much this thing down here. If that's enabled, it will do it. If it isn't enabled, it won't. Another thing is, okay, let here. I enabled it again. So if you're moving it and it's saying, okay, I don't want it, I want it a bit bigger, you know, so you move a bit more, you want it a little bit less, or so, you can. You've got different settings down here. Do you want it more smooth, so it kind of bulge out, or do you want it a bit more pointed, so it kind of sharper? You've got different settings down there. Fiddle with them. Find out how you can actually implement it into your own process of modelling. Yeah, that's pretty much my little rant, my little tips and stuff fiddled with last night and stuff. I knew about the O thing, but yeah. I couldn't really think of what I wanted. Well, I did think of one I wanted to. There was a video I wanted to do. There was a video I wanted to do today. Sorry about that. Really got hold up on that word. But I been also trying to write like somewhat a video list of, well, not a video list, it's more of a list of things I want to go over in that topic. So I'm thinking also, okay, I might put a bit more time into this and actually turn it into like some sort of article. So I'll probably track that up on my website as well, and maybe make cut out the key elements. Well, it's going to be kind of hard for me because all of it key, but I'll try and narrow it down or cut out the letters of the wording and stuff like that. So I won't make one about game development and like especially in indie game development. Like, yeah, I haven't been in it that long, but I've learned a lot of stuff, and I kind of want to get that out there as well. So I'm not sure, that'll probably be coming out sometime this week or maybe next week. Yeah, I'm rambling on. I should close this video up. Thank you for watching. Sorry I didn't bring you anything like modelling wise. So yeah, catch you guys later.